Glory be to God. Welcome to D Weaver Art here on YouTube. Today I have special guest artist Clarence Pointer. Clarence Pointer is my guest today in episode 4 in our series titled Artist Talk, where I am interviewing artists that have inspired me and have some type of influence in my artwork. So today's special guest, as I say, is Clarence Pointer of Southern California. Clarence is an artist based out of Southern California who originally was born here in Alabama. This is where I live. And Clarence has certainly made a name for himself in California among athletes and celebrities. Clarence is a motivational speaker, mentor to young people, inspiring them to know their purpose in life and be determined to follow their own dreams. Clarence's artwork is done in graphite. Clarence's style is realism with a look of excellence, and he is known for his fan art. And in Alabama, he's really known for producing those Alabama drawings of football players and coaches from Alabama. So today, let's welcome Clarence Pointer here today in our Artist Talk. God bless you, Clarence. It's good to have you in this episode of Artist Talk. So what have you been doing lately?
Oh man, just trying to stay busy, overwhelmed with art projects from all over the world. Just trying to keep my head above water.
Yeah. So I tell you, here in the South, we've been dealing with a little dry a lot. We haven't had much rain, and my grass is dried out. I got some Bermuda grass. I got that football turf grass, but it gets like that, and it's supposed to be summer. Summer's supposed to be hot, and that's usually how it is in the South.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been really looking forward to getting this interview started. We've had a lot of hiccups. It seems like there's been challenges doing these interviews, but yours has been no different than the others, where we've either not had the time to be favorable for either party, but we were able to get this and started. So Clarence, I noticed that you are related to Kim Whitley. How is that possible? I did not know that.
But not directly, but indirectly.
Oh, gotcha.
We have a mutual cousin, and her name is Kim. So we kind of own each other as cousins, and she's been instrumental over the years in giving me connections with TV set directors to have our work on TV shows like Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Sparks. Those were the main two that back in the day that my first artwork that was on TV shows, and she was instrumental in giving me that connection. We stay in contact now. So if anything's going on, she let me know about it.
All right.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's a blessing to have people that you could connect with that has the inside deal.
Oh, absolutely.
I can see the hand of God's providence all over your life, where He set this thing up for you to be able to have the means of connections with people to be able to get your art out there. There's so many artists that don't have that. However, God has blessed in us with relationships with relatives, friends, people that we work with, people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, as artists, it's so important that we live a life of character and integrity, because if we're going to be able to sell our art and influence people through our art, that's character is everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, meeting people at events, it never fails that it will always develop into something bigger than a hello, how you doing? Share your gift visually. I recently had an event that I went to into LA. It was a birthday party / anniversary / business mixer, and amazing people at the event. People I had never met before. That's kind of kind of strange because I know a lot of people, but it's always someone new that you're going to meet at new events. So plant some seeds, and I'm elaborate on one of those a little later. I think you might have a question on one of those individuals of Miles Davis, and I elaborate on that at that time. But just today, I got a call from a guy who wants me to do a mural on his business wall. Now, how did that happen? I had a business card in my pocket. I'm at the Dollar General store the other day. Give me a business card. He told me what he did. I think a juicer kind of a business or something. And he went to my website, saw all my work. Hit me up this morning while I out running errands. And I'm gonna meet with him as soon as we get off the phone today. So business cards still work. A lot of people say, business card is old school. Yeah, it's old school. But you can get a pack of 500 for 15 bucks. You just get one client out of that box. It costs 15 bucks. Was it worth it? Absolutely. So I don't get off track, but I'm gonna turn back over to you for another question. But I just want to share it with everybody because people tend to believe that, with social media, the digital takeover, and all the stuff that's working for people these days, which is great. I use it myself, right? But I still go back to the old school business cards and word of mouth. It still works. Don't throw it out the window.
Yeah, don't throw it out the window because those are your connecting points. And this is how you could be able to get people if you're pressed for time and you got to go somewhere, or they're pressed for time and you're talking to them. This enables them to be able to contact you and be able to see your art that you create. I tell you what,
Absolutely.
that's great advice for our audience out there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you a question about what organizations are you, or in the past have you worked with or have supported in some way?
Well, I've always say that a part of my proceeds go toward needy organizations, like the homeless, people who have illnesses like ALS, heart disease, lung disease. Just no organization in particular, just an abundance of those who need assistance. I don't mind trading off 10%, 20% to a fundraiser. I'm always invited to go to donate artwork to fundraisers, but over the years I've learned not to do it as much unless I'm on site. Because a lot of times you get people, they want you to donate stuff, they make money, which I want them to do, but no one's there to promote you in the process. And some do, some don't. So I learned to create a tier sheet of my artwork, maybe 18 by 24 in size, and I send that. If I'm not going to be there, I send that and let them know that any proceeds, any orders I get for the next few months from either prints or original creations, I will donate a certain percentage back to the foundation. That means they got to work that night to promote me and share what I do in order to yield some revenue for their cause, their organization, their foundation, whoever it may be. So it got to be a win-win scenario. It can't be give me, and no win-win scenario. So you got to be smart about those things. As if art is your full-time gig, your passion and everything, you want to get robbed of your gift. You want to be able to benefit from it as well.
Right, right. And there's a lot of people that are cunning that are supposed to be your customer that would try their best to rip you off. I know I won't speak of the person's name. I've had some people who was dishonest toward me, and it's my responsibility to make sure I'm honest with my clients when I agree to do a commission piece and everything for them. It's not fair for me to cheat them out of something they're expecting. So that means I have to be on time with my work. I have to produce the expectation to the best of my ability. The quality of my work should be there.
Right.
They should be willing to be so pleased that they're willing to share the art that I did for them with their friends, and who knows, perhaps it opens up more doors for more business.
That's
So,
right.
you know, Clarence says so true.
Yeah, now I've dropped the ball on several occasions. You know, I didn't meet my deadline or the time I projected to be complete and stuff like that. So I'm only human, but I make it right with the
Right.
clients, the customers, the patrons. So I can sleep good at night knowing that I've done all I can do to make it right with them.
Right. You know, that's what it's all about, communicating. And if you got an issue with your time constraint has come up, some things, life happens, you know, there are things that are unplanned that pops up in our lives, and it's up to us to communicate to the people that we're doing business with. It's only fair, and it only keeps us safe in the future for future work. So I
Correct.
appreciate you sharing that with us, Clarence. That is so true, son.
Oh
It's so
yeah.
true, sir. I want to ask you, how in the world did you get to where you at today? Because I know a lot of the audience is wanting to know, how did you get to the point where you're before people? You live in Southern California, so you have the vicinity of where you can have contact with athletes and celebrities, and your work to appear on sitcom. That is amazing to know that, coming all the way from Alabama, the fact that you were born and raised and then moved away, and so forth. So tell us about how you became Pencilman, as they say. Your nickname is Pencilman, Shaq Pointer. So just share with the audience about your artist journey and how you came about.
Well, the bottom line is we don't know the plan God has for us. You know, he knows the plan for us, right? So all we have to do is follow the plan that he lays before us. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you have a talent or a gift or trade or whatever it is, you gotta home into it. You know, you gotta be consistently working at it from all angles. That means networking, promoting, uh, gathering exposure via newspaper articles, interviews on CBS, ABC, Fox, you know, just getting out there and applying what you have to offer. Now, that means from the smallest things to the biggest things. I often ask other artists, uh, have you ever had an interview? Do you video record your events? Have you had an art exhibit? Most of them say no, because they're afraid of who's going to show up. You know, and I'm not saying doing it on the scale that I do it more now. I didn't start at the scale I'm at now in the beginning. I threw out some stuff like, you know what? Why don't you put up 10 chairs in your backyard? Put 10 of your drawings on those chairs. Invite your friends, family, people from the church, and neighbors to come over and look at it. Have some popcorns and Kool-Aid on the table. Something really, really simple. Have them go around and look at your work, take some pictures, record them saying something about your artwork, have some conversation, make a little video, put it together, put it on YouTube, social media. That's your art exhibit. It didn't cost you anything but a few bags of popcorn, some Kool-Aid. Sounds simple, but it's a start. When it sounds, it's a start to bigger and better things. I recently had art exhibit about 5 years ago at a indoor mall type place. Now, am I bigger than that? No. No event is too big or too small. So I recorded the event. Not as many people showed up as expected. It didn't matter. I made video footage of the event, posted on social media, had a guy from Beverly Hills to see it on somebody's page. I sent him a friend request. He said yes. I put my Motown drawings in his inbox, all my musical drawings in his inbox. Within 5 minutes, my phone rang, about donating artwork to the Berry Gordy of Motown Records annual family fundraiser. Now, what are the chances of that happening? Now, it wouldn't happen at all if I hadn't made the video footage of that small event, right? So now I go to LA to showcase some artwork at this fundraiser and meet the Supremes, the Temptations, the who's who of the who's who. And a year later, I'm on the Carla Dawn live show. And that's the niece of Berry Gordy, 1 hour interview on her show. So small scale things can end up being huge things, but you got to put the time in. You have to assert yourself, and don't be ready. And always be ready. With the how it goes, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So I always stay ready.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Point.
So
thank you, Clarence. You know, I thought about as you were sharing with us, it's so important to have a body of work. You got to have something to show. Not only you got to have something to show, but you got to be prepared. And preparation happens moment by moment, day by day, week by week, month by month. Right now, we can be doing something to prepare for that next opportunity. Our preparation will create the opportunity for us. And so we got to see the value of the mundane, the value behind the scenes. Now, I want to say this to you artists that are out there watching, a majority, not saying all, but there are a majority of artists that are very shy. They are like introvert. They're not out there like people who have these type A personalities that are really, they want, it's just, they're more vocal, more articulate. They love people. Not to say that they don't love people. It's just, their energy is in another place versus a person who really gets excited and motivated when they're around people. But even in that, if you're an introvert, there's still hope. There's still the opportunity for you to do what you can in your capacity. Everybody's not the same. Everybody's not the same. So I appreciate you sharing that with the audience.
Yeah, I was shy once upon a time in America, but no more. I remember as a kid, I think I was shy, but I broke the shell, and I ain't looked back since, man. It's kind of like this mouth is almost never closed. When I go somewhere, I do listen a lot, but in order to save yourself, you gotta open your mouth.
Yes, yes. You hear that, artists out there, inspiring artists, we have to open our mouth. We have to make ourselves, present ourselves and tell the world what we do and what we have and show it to them. So, hey, Clarence, that's great advice. And I received that myself. That was good about that popcorn and Kool-Aid. It was all right there. That's very creative, being a creative as we are, to be able to create opportunities, and that's amazing. Taking advantage of what you got right now and using it to promote yourself.
Absolutely. So a lot of times, in my case, I don't have a whole lot of individual shows. I've had more than not, but the best opportunities comes when people know who you are and you build your brand like I have. I get calls to just show up at events that's already have the food taken care of, the entertainment taken care of, the audience or attendance already taken care of. All I gotta do is bring 2 or 3 pieces, set them up with some business cards, have some conversation, do a little hobnobbing, and all it cost me was gas money to get to the event. Those are the best events, but you have to build your status up to that point where they know that you're accountable, that you are going to show up, like you say, and your art is going to add some ambiance to the event. Happens all the time now.
Yeah. You know, I know that for a majority of artists, not all, but a majority of us, we don't know how to do the aspect of business. And with that being said, you mentioned a word in your the word networking came out as you was giving an answer to one of my questions.
Hmm.
And could you elaborate on the for the audience and sake of us, can you explain what is networking and how you go about networking?
Well, networking and marketing and brand building kind of all goes in the same, equation. I mean, like, say for me, networking could be any time of the day. It don't have to be an event. It could be like I said, I was at the grocery store, I was shopping, at the post office, at the park, at a ball game. Just talk about what you do, you know, and uh, somebody's going to be enticed about what you do. Hey, that may invite you to an event. Uh, they might have something going on that they need your artwork to use as a gift. I get that done all the time as well. Like, get calls to do drawings for like Bill Duke, Dick Gregory, Rosa Parks, uh, Dick Gregory, Andrew Young. All those things came from a networking perspective, meaning that I was at an event, talked to some people, or someone was at the event, talked to somebody else, and my name came up. It's all kind of works together as far as that goes, and um, and planting seeds fall into that category as well. Wherever you're at, wherever you're doing, plant some seeds. You know, start a conversation. You know, uh, most people are receptive. All depends on your approach, your angle. You know, you're not trying to sell them anything. Just having small talk, and through small talk, things evolve. Uh, Innovative ideas come up. You know, answer to one of your thoughts of doing something may be answered through the source that you're talking with. You never know. So networking, marketing, branding, all that stuff kind of goes in the same ballpark. Um, but you got to be out there willing to put in the time to make it happen.
Right, right. Thank you. I want to ask you about your process. Now, for those of you all who may not know who this artist is that we got on episode 4 of Artist Talk, um, you work with graphite,
Yes,
and
sir.
there are a lot of artists uh, that work with graphite a little bit, but it's probably one of the, besides ink and graphite, is probably the most least media used by visual artists. The most probably used visual art media would probably be oil paint. They're probably the most
Hmm.
number one.
I would
And
think so, probably so.
then watercolor and other types of men. Believe it or not, um, um, acrylic paint is not as high as you think it would be, but then you got soft pastels and oil pastels and
Right.
then you can combine all those different medias and do a mixed media. But that's not your mode of operation. You work
No.
with graphite. So tell us your process.
Well, uh, I like graphite only because I can erase as much as I want. It's probably the least expensive, but the pencils I use they're not number two pencils, of course. I use the Primo of pencils, different brands, but all top tier type pencils. And for me, it's I can envision the reality of the drawing, the realism of the drawing, and I can manipulate the shading and all this stuff to make it do what it do. Uh, and I would say I stay with that because that's the first thing I knew. As a kid, we didn't have the funds for all the extravagant oils and pastels and all that stuff. We had number two pencil and regular paper, you know. I stayed with that process until I was probably about 12 or so, and I started earning a little money. And I went out and started getting how to draw books, pencils, erasers, uh, that was conducive to drawing. And uh, I didn't come out the gate perfect. I do not remember stick figures, uh, but the process for me is, identifying what I'm going to be doing, laying it out, getting the proper proportions together first, then I kind of fill it in like a coloring book, but with pencils. Now do some color pencils too on occasion, but primarily I do black and white graphite.
Awesome, awesome. Who are some of the artists that has influenced you, living or alive? I mean, dead or alive?
Okay, how much time we got?
Just go at it, brother. Just go ahead. Just share with the audience.
I'm a
One or two.
I'm gonna share one in particular I never got a chance to meet. I remember in 1974, we got a Ebony magazine in the mail. This guy in there had some drawings in there I thought was like phenomenal, right? I mean, I still to this day think they're phenomenal. His name was Charles White. And I said to myself, if I ever get to the point that I'm as near as good as he is, I feel good about myself. And that was my scale, the standard I was looking for to get to that level of uh, professionalism in my artistry and all that. And am I there yet? I mean, some may say so, but I'm always striving for excellence. Living, I would say Mr. Simi Knox. He's out in Maryland area, I think, but he's from Alabama. Uh, the Fields, um, it's several of the ones that I look at their work, and I'm just in awe of what they do. And I kind of pull some of what they're doing a little bit, some little technique I see they're doing a little bit. I implement in my program a little bit how I do things a little bit, and I share. Whatever works for me, I try to share with other artists too. So uh, it's not whole. It's not too many that um, I I admire a lot, but those are the ones. Some of those are the ones that Eddie, Mike, Simi Knox to me sets the standard. He's done stuff for presidents and
Yes.
all that stuff. I mean, I've done. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I've done a lot of stuff. I've accomplished a whole lot in this 58 years of living that I never thought I would. I'm not boasting bragging about it. I share it in a way that others can be inspired, encouraged, and empowered by. That's how I roll.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, can you answer this question for our audience? What is the best advice that you gotten, either from an artist or just any person that has just wanted to speak into your life and give you some advice about being an artist in some way? They might have not been an artist, but just something that's really spoke to your heart.
Well, funny you mentioned that. I remember having a conversation with Mr. Simi Knox, and I would post something on my social media, and normally he would say stuff like, for most artists that tag him or share stuff with him, he would say stuff like, "Nice job, keep it a good work, doing a great job," kind of short and sweet, but encouraging, right? And I posted something a few years ago, and I can't remember what he said exactly, but it was like 3 complete lines. And I was like, wow, he wrote more than 2 or 3 words. He wrote about 3 lines, and then I said, I'm going to call you. I waited about 2 years before I called him. Not out of fear or anything. It was just, to me, he was just, that up there, right? So, so I finally called him, And he was like, well, I see you finally called. And he said to me, he said, your artwork is phenomenal. You do a great job, but I need you to hone in on your shading, your highlights, your dark areas, and every little thing you see, try to bring out in your drawing. And he said, you understand what I'm saying? I said, yeah, I do. So, so I took it to heart and started applying what you said. Another guy was Antoine Christopher. No, it's Antonio. I think Antonio Christopher. He said a few things of that nature too. Because it's kind of like you think you're there somewhat, but someone else can see something that you didn't see to help bring out what you do to make it better.
Right.
So, do I say I have a ear to listen, and I try to listen and apply whatever's being told to me. So those couple things right there. I mean, I was at a level of accuracy and precision and whatever it is, but there's always something you can go back and pull out and make what you do better. And that's what was shared to me to make me even a better artist than I am now than I was there.
Awesome. I tell you what, it's been great to hear you answer these questions and to have you on this Artist Talk episode 4. We're so blessed to have you, and the audience, I'm sure, out there is pleased to watch this and listen to the nuggets of truth and principles on being the business aspect of networking, the importance of networking and so forth, and being an artist with integrity and excellence. And that's what we all as aspiring artists are striving to become that. And so
Absolutely.
the last final question before we wrap this up is that share with the audience where they can contact you and get perhaps a hold of one of your prints or originals of your drawings.
Okay, can I say something before I say that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to plug Sports Life magazine before I get off, and don't mention it. I'm the artist exclusively for the magazine. Throughout the year, my art will be on the cover. It's a national publication that reach Barnes and Nobles and Books and Millions, I think, nationwide. And that opportunity came via the CEO seeing my artwork on social media and called me up to be the face of the magazine. In between their actual photographs on the covers, my art would be on the cover. That's kind of like a Norman Rockwell kind of a thing. So I just want to be out to Mr. Larry Rocky for thinking with me, because it was not a art contest. It wasn't an interview. It wasn't any kind of application or anything. We just saw my body of work, like I mentioned before, and thought it would be ideal to elevate his magazine to another level. And so that's my shout out for Sports Life magazine. And you can find me on social media, internet, like Clarence Pointer. My website is ClarencePointer.com. All the Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn that's my name, Clarence Pointer. I keep it simple, so I'm easily to be found. I'm not Pencilman.com. That's not me. That's somebody else.
Right. Thank you so much, Clarence. And I just want to personally thank you for the many times I contact you and you gave me advice as an artist and as far as business and stuff. I am so honored that you had this opportunity. I was able, by the grace of God, to give you the opportunity, which not that you didn't have it, but for my audience who are following me, to influence them to a greater level as an artist. And that's what it's all about. Artists helping other artists. It's not about us being better than somebody else. It's all about loving what we do and doing and staying in our own lane and being comfortable in our own skin, and in the process help others along the way. And that's what it's all about. And that is what you do, Clarence. You're definitely
That's what it's all about. And that show, if something works for you and you don't share with someone else so it can work for them, you're doing yourself a disservice.
yes.
You know, like this shirt I'm wearing, right? I wear this shirt every day. I got black ones, white ones, and that's me on my shirt, right? That's another avenue of networking, because people gonna see this shirt and they're gonna say, "Is that you in your shirt?"
Hmm.
And that starts a conversation. You know, so I got a whole lot of little tricks to the trade to share with artists. If anybody listens to this and they're an artist and you want to know how something works, or how to get something to work, how to build your fan base, just call me up. I'll tell you some secrets of things I've done.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. As you all know this by this interview. Yes.
Because this interview could
Awesome.
go until the sun come up. I got so much information, but we do a part two. We do a part two because we got to tap into some other things that.
We'll do that. We definitely will do that.
Yes, sir.
Well, I wanted to thank you once again for being on my YouTube channel, D Weaver Art. And for my audience, I speak to you all. Thank you for watching this episode of Artist Talk with Clarence Pointer. I hope this episode has been very informative and inspiring to you as it has been for me. And don't forget, if you're new to the D Weaver Art channel, I urge you to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can receive instant alerts on new content and material. Now, with that being said, over and out. God bless you all and be at peace, and pick up a brush, get a pencil, and do some artwork.
That's
God bless
right.
you. See you next time.
All right now.